So by now, you probably or should have your penguin open in Illustrator. Some of yours may look like this because that's as far as we got the other day. Some may have more colors in there. Some may have not as many objects. Depends on how far we got in your class. But we're not going to be working on Mr. Penguin today. We are going to be learning how to do a new tool which we will apply to him later, but I want to teach you how to do it on a different canvas. So with that said, we're going to show you examples of what we're going to make. So here are our shapes that we're going to be forming. The first being a cloud, and think about what I might have used to make this. And then we have our speech bubble that we're going to be using with our penguin eventually. And then I'm going to show you how to use this new tool, the Shapebuilder tool, to make a split object and color it in with different colors using the Shapebuilder tool. So if you have your penguin open, you're going to now make a new document. So we're going to go to File, New, and either you can, if this pops up and you have a letter with 11 by 8.5 inches, choose that and you're all set. If not, you might have to come over here, make sure this is inches, and make a custom 11 inches width by 8.5 inches height. Make sure its orientation is landscape, and then all you have to do is say create. So now we've got our new canvas here. So, blank canvas, looking good, should look like this. If it's not, stop the video and make sure you did yours landscape like this. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is, hopefully you guessed, we're going to be using a bunch of circles. So we're going to come over here and right click and make sure that we have the ellipse tool, right? So we're going to get that ellipse tool, and it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, so we're just going to try to draw some circles that go around and kind of make a cloud-like shape. Sort of like that. We can even put a little one over here. All right. So we've got our cloud shape basically. Put another one over here maybe. All right. So once we've gotten that done, we want to make sure that we're not selecting anything right now. And actually, I'm going to come over here to the Move tool, the top left dark arrow, and click over here and click off of everything. Now I could have put more circles in, but I think what I want to do is just take a rectangle and fill in that void in the center. So I'm going to right click and take the rectangle tool and the shape tool and just draw a little rectangle that combines all those. Doesn't go out of the boundaries though. And then I'm going to come back over to my Move tool, click off of everything, and give you a chance to make yours. So you can stop the video if you need to and make your own. Then I'm going to go to the next step. Okay, so if you have your own shape like this, now, and we're clicked off of everything, we're going to take our Move tool and our Select tool and draw a rectangle around to make sure we have everything selected. Have to have everything selected in order to use this new tool. So the Shapebuilder tool is now over here on it's the 9th tool down from the top. If you don't see a toolbar like mine, or this Shapebuilder tool does not pop up, make sure you're under Window and you go to the toolbars and you make sure the advanced toolbars are checked. Once that happens, you should get 2 rows of tools, and your Shapebuilder tool will be the 9th one on the left. Now, all we have to do is carefully go over all these shapes. Don't leave any white areas out, because as you've seen, now it makes different sections, different shapes out of the overlapping ones. So I'm going to start over here to my left. I'm going to go around and make sure I'm grabbing all of those segments. So it might take a while for you. Just slowly go through, make sure you have them. Come in here, come in there, and then over to that rest of the rectangle, and there you have it. If you still have some little sticky things like this, all you have to do is still just rub right over it and it will join. Then when you're done, you can click over here to the move or the select tool again, and then click off, and there is your pretty cloud. So if you need to stop and go do it again, or refine it or finish it, do that now. All right. So now all we need to do is make our next object. And if you remember, if we go back over here, it is a speech bubble. Think about what shapes I used for this. Come over to my shape tool, and I'm going to select the rounded rectangle tool, which is a new one for us, and I'm going to make this could be any size you want. I'm going to go do it just about there. Click back on my select move tool. Then I'm going to go and get an ellipse, and we have this little tail that hangs down right about here. So I'm going to draw then I'm going to draw another circle around that so that it makes this little tail part that hangs down. And we don't have to worry about, you know, it overhanging here. We're going to get rid of anything extra. So again, if you remember, we have to have everything selected. So we're going to select all of that. And first we're going to have to combine things, but then the Shapebuilder tool also erases things. But first we're going to combine. So we're going to go on that Shapebuilder tool and grab that, this, and these two little tops of the circle. And there we have our shape, but we got this extra stuff going on we don't need. So how do we get rid of that? Well, all we have to do is hold down the Alt key or on the black keyboards or the PC keyboards, and the Option key on the white or Mac keyboards, and we're going to just hold it down and click that, and then click that, and there you have your speech bubble. Make sure you click off of it with your select tool, move tool, and there you have your speech bubble. Now another thing we want to do, in case you can't see these shapes for some reason, if you drag over, that's because you haven't, like say if I did this and you can't see, I'll click on that first. It might be because you never turned your colors on. So you want to make sure that this is black on the stroke and white on the fill. So if I move them over here, you can see that it's an object, a solid object. But if I were to change this to none, you wouldn't be able to see it. But if I grab and turn that back onto black, the outline, there you have it. Same with this. I guess I should have mentioned that a little bit. So now what we need to do is show you how to split the circle. So I'll give you a few minutes, and we're going to split the circle. So I'm going to draw an ellipse. If you hold this again, I'm going to take the ellipse, I'm going to hold the Shift key down to make a perfect circle. Once we've got that circle, we need to cut it in half. So at least visually. So I'm going to take the line tool, which we've used, and I'm going to come straight down, hold the Shift key down, and go straight through that center. Then again, we have to use the Shapebuilder tool, and we're going to add some colors. So what I'm going to do first is take the Shapebuilder tool, but I didn't make sure. Who can think about what is missing? No, I did not select everything. So I'm going to select it all. Now go back to the Shapebuilder tool. Now I want to add colors. So I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to pick a green color. And I'm going to put that on here. Voila. Then I'm going to take the Shapebuilder tool and make sure I'm on it. Double click here. I'm going to change the other side to maybe a yellow. And if I click in there with yellow, there's my yellow. Now, what do we have though? We have some little sticking little points out here. So how do I get rid of that? Yep, you hold down the Alt or the Option key with the Shapebuilder tool selected over here. And then if I click on it, it will go away. So I've got my circle. Now, it also split the circle, so we've got that. But if I do a Command Z, all I have to do is, again, select the whole thing, right click, and then group. And there you go. So now I can move it around together. So once you've gone through this video and you've done all these three, I want you to save it as, so you're going to go to File, Save As. You're going to save it as down here. Let's see, we don't want that. So we're just going to save it as a Shapebuilder and your name, and put it into your folder. Save it and say OK. Then I want you to go to File. I want you to export as, and it should have the name that you named it, and we're going to save it as a PNG and export it and say OK. And once we've done that, you're going to go into your Google Classroom and upload it to the lesson. You should be still in the Google Classroom because you're, but yeah. All right, awesome. Have a good day till next time.